All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Now, I want you to completely forget those soft, kind of fluffy ideas you might normally associate with positive thinking. Today, we're dissecting the hard, empirical science behind positive leadership. We're going to look at how it literally drives an organization's profitability and well-being. We're taking this straight down to the cellular level to unpack a fascinating phenomenon called relational energy.
Now, you might be looking at this and thinking exactly what a lot of business leaders said when University of Michigan Professor Emeritus Kim Cameron first brought these concepts up. They pushed back, saying, "Look, I don't have time for positive thinking. I have a bottom line to protect." And honestly, that is a completely valid concern, because at the end of the day, as a leader, your ultimate metric is performance.
So how did Professor Cameron respond to that? Well, he didn't hand them a philosophy book. He handed them 20 years of hard empirical research, and the data is absolutely clear. Organizations that develop positively energizing leadership, they don't just feel better to work at, they actually perform better. We're talking higher profitability, greater productivity, superior quality, and near zero turnover. It turns out those so-called soft skills actually drive the hardest metrics in business. Let's look at why.
Section 1. The biology of virtue.
To really get this, we have to start with something called the heliotropic effect. Think about a houseplant. You know how it naturally bends and grows toward the sunlight in your window? Well, every living system inherently tends toward what is vital and positive. And human beings, we are no different. Right down to our cells, we naturally respond and grow toward positive energy. It's literally an evolutionary survival mechanism.
And if you're sitting there thinking, this is just some cultural behavior we pick up over time, check out this unbelievable research from the Yale Infant Cognition Center. They took babies just 3 to 8 months old and had them watch a puppet show. Over 90% of those babies actively chose to interact with a helpful puppet. In a totally different study, 19-month-olds actually freely shared their food with an adult, even when the babies were hungry themselves. I mean, that is wild. It proves that virtue, collaboration, and generosity are quite literally baked into our DNA. We don't have to teach it, we just have to remember how to unlock it.
Section 2. Navigating the feedback paradox.
So here's the big question. If we are so naturally wired for positivity, why is leadership so incredibly hard sometimes? Well, it boils down to the fact that, emotionally, negative input hits us like a freight train. Baumeister's research documents this perfectly. One single criticism weighs heavier on our brains than 10 compliments. Think about it. One negative comment in a morning meeting can absolutely derail an otherwise perfect Tuesday, right? This biological negativity bias makes building positive workplace cultures a real uphill battle.
Which brings us to the feedback paradox. Emotionally, the negative stuff hurts more. But behaviorally, positive feedback is what actually creates lasting transformation. Look, if you give corrective feedback that humiliates someone, sure, you might get temporary compliance out of them, but you're also breeding chronic resentment. On the flip side, corrective feedback designed to build someone up produces genuine commitment and a lasting behavioral change. As a leader, you have to choose your strategy very carefully here.
Section 3. The Relational Energy Network.
Think about the different types of energy you manage every single day. Your physical, emotional, and mental energies. Those are finite. They get drained as you use them. You want a marathon, you're tired. But relational energy operates on a totally different set of rules. It actually multiplies through use. When you bring relational energy to the right relationships, you aren't draining your battery at all. You're actually generating more capacity for everyone involved. It's kind of like magic, but it's hard science. Imagine stepping back and drawing a map of your company. Usually, we map the information network, who talks to whom, or the influence network, which is who holds the power. But if you map the energy network, literally drawing lines tracking who energizes whom, you will suddenly see the true heartbeat and the real power center of your entire organization. And the impact of this is honestly staggering. When Cameron's team measured people's positions within these networks, they found something crazy. An individual's position within the energy network predicted their performance 4 times better than their position in the influence network. Think about that for a second. Having power and information doesn't drive your performance nearly as much as radiating positive energy does.
Section 4. Behaviors of energizing leaders.
So how do we actually put this into practice? Let's be clear, being a positively energizing leader is not a personality trait. You don't have to be a loud extrovert. It's simply a specific set of learnable, daily behaviors. These leaders genuinely invest in helping others thrive, without secretly expecting a favor in return. They don't shy away from hard stuff, they step right into difficult conversations to solve problems, not create them. They instill confidence, making their team feel capable of way more than they thought possible. And the best part? They actively attract and amplify other energizers.
But here's a pretty shocking operational reality for you. Right now, only 10% of people express gratitude to someone else every single day at work. 60% never do it at all. Never. Empirically speaking, gratitude is one of the most powerful, well-documented, energizing behaviors we have access to, and it is vastly underutilized. It's free, yet it's a massive missed opportunity for leaders who want to instantly shift the chemistry of their teams.
Section 5. Practical tools for leaders.
All right, knowing the science is great, but we need practical tools we can use today. The biggest friction point is almost always how we handle conflict. So Cameron developed this super simple 3-step framework for supportive communication. Step 1. Replace subjective judgment with objective description. Just state the facts. Step 2. Replace personal blame with an explanation of the consequences. And Step 3. Instead of tearing someone down with criticism, offer a clear, alternative path forward. It's a total game changer for tough conversations.
And look, please don't think you need to overhaul your entire personality overnight to make this work. Cameron uses this beautiful aviation metaphor called the 1% principle. If an airplane trying to fly around the globe is off course by just 1 single degree, it's going to land 600 miles away from its target destination. In your leadership journey, a consistent 1% shift in how you communicate and energize your team will completely transform your organization's trajectory over time.
I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought to chew on. A leader who energizes people does not run dry in doing so. They are renewed. When you invest in the relational energy of your team, you aren't sacrificing yourself for their benefit. You're actually building a biological and organizational ecosystem where everyone, and that absolutely includes you, operates at their absolute best. So ask yourself, what is the 1-degree shift you're going to make today to start multiplying the energy around you?